Hello students, here Himali Shah. Today we are going to learn about deadlock. Okay, so what do you mean by the deadlock? So in real time we can say one process is blocked by another process, or in simple words we can say one process is waiting for any resource infinitely. Okay, so see a deadlock. Definition of deadlock: a set of process is deadlock when each process in the set is waiting for an event that only another process in the set can cause. For example, in real time we can say, we are seeing this like see here traffic. Right? See, this is the way. Okay? Here, if one car is going on. Okay? At the same time, another car is going on this side. See, this is the one-way road. Okay? So, what they have to do? Suppose it has to wait or it has to be side, then and then we can go this side, right? Otherwise the situation make as a deadlock, like a block, right? Suppose another example we are going to see. Suppose bus is there. Okay, bus is there and two persons are there. Two persons are there. Okay, so this person one and this two. So this person suggests to another, just go up, just go in the bus, right? They are very sophisticated and so they are suggested with pehle aap, pehle aap, pehle aap. So within the time they left the bus. So this condition is called as a deadlock. What happened there? This two is infinitely goes into the waiting mode. So these are the many examples are there for the deadlock. If suppose I am going in the function, right? And if I am going to take a soup, so first I have taken bowl, but whenever I am going to take a spoon, there is no spoon. So I have to wait. I have to wait for the spoon until any spoon is not there. So I have to wait over there. So that is the block. So this condition is called as a deadlock. In a simple way, see, we are going to see in the resource allocation graph. Right? We have already seen the resource allocation graph. Let's see once again. One process P1 is there. Another process P2 is there. Okay? And here two resources are there. R1 and another R2. So these are the resources. Okay? And if P1 is requesting to R1. P1 is requesting to R1. But R1 is already allocated to P2. P2 is requesting to R2. But R2 is already allocated to P1. Okay? We have seen in resource allocation graph whenever any closed loop this situation is called as deadlock. Okay, in multi-programming OS, it may be happen when any process wants to any resource and this resource is already allocated to any other process, then it will be called as deadlock. Okay, in deadlock, one resource should be non-shareable. See, resource are maybe shareable or maybe non-shareable. But if you want to make a deadlock, then any one resource to be non-shareable. Okay, so how the deadlock happen? So this is the way. In real time, we can also consider the another example. For example, the P1 and P2. These two are the students. Okay, and this is the assignment 1 and this is the assignment 2. Okay, so assignment 1 is already accessed by the student. See, let's consider that this is the student 1 and here the student 2. Okay, so this assignment 1, here the assignment 1 and here the assignment 2. So assignment 1 is already accessed by the student 2. Okay, and this assignment 2 is already accessed by student 1. But what happened? At the end, student 1 is requesting to access assignment 1. But it's not possible. Whenever student 2 releases this assignment, then and then student 1 can access this assignment. So student 1 here going in the waiting mode. We don't know in which particular time it's finished. Okay, so this situation is also known as deadlock. Okay, let's see. There are mainly four conditions to occur a deadlock. Let's see. Four conditions to occur a deadlock. So, which are the conditions? That is, first, mutual exclusion. Okay, next, hold and wait. Okay, third, known preemption. And last, that is circular wait. Okay, so let's see mutual exclusion. Suppose here we have one process P1 and another process should be P2. Okay, and here we have critical section. Okay, so what happened? Mutual exclusion means what? At the same time, only one process to be executed P1 is there. P1 is there in the critical situation, critical section. P1 is there. Then P2 is not allowed. P2 is not allowed. So it has to be wait until P1 is not released the critical section. Okay, so this is called as mutual exclusion. Okay, so one process is in the execution, right? Whenever this process releases the section, critical section, then and then another process can be execute that code. Okay, so this is about the mutual exclusion. Next, hold and wait. Suppose, let's see another example. P1 and P2 process are there. It's a simple example. Let's see. The P2 and P1 process are there. If suppose here the printer is there. Printer. This is the resource, right? And P1 is executing its way, executing its document on this printer. So this resource held by this process. Okay. So this resource is held by this process. If P2 wants to print any document on this resource, using this resource, then it has to be wait. So this is called as, this is the hold, right? In a particular way, we can say like this. This printer is held by P1 and P2 has to wait, right? So P2 has to wait. So this is called as a hold and wait condition. Okay. So this is about the hold and wait. Mutual exclusion term means what? At the same time, only one process can be execute its code, right? And another process has to be wait. So again, hold and wait. Hold and wait means what? One resource is already held by the another, right? Then another process want to execute its code, then it has to be wait. So if it is permanently blocked, then it will be considered like a deadlock. One process is waited for the another resource and another process is waited for that particular resource, then this situation is ultimately called as a deadlock. And here there is 4 conditions are there, then and then it may be possible the deadlock occurs. Okay, let's see non-preemption. Non-preemption means what? Let's see an example. Let's see. P1 process is there, right? P2 process is there and P3, right? So P1 start the execution, started the execution in particular section, right? And here they already allocated the resource, but P2 is requesting for the P2 is requesting to use this resource. So no preemption means what? We cannot forcefully deny any process. Okay? We don't forcefully deny or forcefully release any process. Voluntarily process wants to go out or terminated, Okay, so for example, here the process 1 is there, right? It has started to execution code, right? Or it already hit this resource. Then another process has to be wait. It is not started its execution, right, to block this process. Okay, so that is called as a no preemption. Forcefully we don't need to release any process, so that is called as a no preemption. Last, circular wait. Let's see, here we have three processes. P1 is use R1 and R2. See, here the three processes are there, P1, P2 and P3, and resource R1 and R2 are there, right? P1 is requesting to R1, but R1 is already allocated to P2. P2 is requesting to R2, but R2 is used by P3. So, see, P1 is requesting to R1. R1 is already allocated to P2. Right? So, P1, P2 and P3, this process, see, P1 is not released any. See, for example, we can consider that the three resources R3. Okay, so R3 is already allocated to P1 and P3 wants to access the R3. So P1 and P2 and P3 are circularly well. Like P1 is requesting to R1. R1 is already allocated to P2. P2 is requesting to R2, but R2 is already allocated to P3, and P3 is requesting to R3. So this will be called as a circular event. Same as we can consider the students. Here three students are there, suppose, and these are the assignments. Right? So this assignment is blocked by P2. So whenever the P2 release this assignment, then and then this student can be used. Okay? Same as it is for this. This assignment is already accessed by this student. But until this student release this assignment, then P2 can be used. Okay, so this is called as the circular wait. Okay, so but this is the most IMP, we can say most IMP question in GTU. Almost each and every exam, to be asked what is deadlock and which are the conditions to occur the deadlock. So you have to keep in mind this definition: set of processes deadlock when each process in the set is waiting for an event that only the another process in the set of goes. And these conditions are there, 4 conditions are there, right? This is the mixture exclusion, hold and wait, no preemption and circular. Okay? Hope you understand this topic. Thank you.